Revealed the 4 crew members for the Artemis III due to liftoff next year. That mission is meant to build on the success of the Artemis II flight around the moon. Artemis III will test systems that are needed for a successful moon landing that is set for 2028. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see you. Now, after the success of Artemis II, there is a lot of pressure on Artemis III, of course. So what went into the process of selecting this crew?
Well, no doubt the Artemis II crew set the bar very high. I mean, what a fantastic set of individuals. Our ambassadors to the stars had an unbelievable mission. But the show goes on. We're driving towards America's return to the lunar surface. Artemis II is the opening act. Artemis III be a little bit different. It's very much a test and developmental mission. We're going to launch Orion into Earth orbit. The Orion spacecraft there will rendezvous and dock with both lunar landers. So the SpaceX lander, the Blue Origin lander, test out interoperability when you're very close to home in advance of Artemis IV in 2028, where the next crew will go down to the lunar surface. As for the crew selection process, you can see you've got a lot of test pilots in here because this very much is a test mission. The landers right now are currently in development. The landers that they will interact with on Artemis III will not be the finished product. There'll be a lot to learn there. Let's learn that close to home and set the Artemis IV crew up for success in 2028.
So much of watching all of this happen, it's about inspiring the next generation of space nerds like myself. I couldn't help but notice there's no women on this crew. Do you think we're going to see women going forward? There was a woman on the last crew.
Oh, of course. I mean, I think people may be reading into this a little bit too much. If you look at the last astronaut selection class at NASA, which was less than a year ago, more than 50%, the majority were actually female right now. People really don't have insight into how complex the crew rotation selection process is at NASA. They don't know what the next crew going up to the International Space Station is, who might be the commander of that, or the pilot, or the crew that goes after them that's in backup right now. And not to mention, we have a lot of astronauts up on the International Space Station. And we also have a lot of astronauts that are in EVA suits preparing for operations on the lunar surface as well, that they might be better natural fits for a future lunar mission. So I'd say people shouldn't necessarily lean into that. There's kind of enough controversy in the world right now, and just celebrate the amazing, highly accomplished, talented Artemis III crew that's preparing for the mission ahead.
Administrator Isaacman, to many normal Earthlings, 2028 may seem very far away, but for NASA, it does appear to be a very ambitious timeline to land on the moon. So what are some of the benchmarks that NASA needs to hit to stick to that timeline, and how soon will the public know if you have to push that back?
That's a really good set of questions there. First, ambitious is what we do at NASA, right? Go back July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin on the surface of the moon, and then we brought them home safely at a time where we know so little about the domain and certainly didn't have the technological expertise we have across industry and the knowledge that we now have at NASA. I think it's vitally important that we launch Artemis III in 2027, to be clear. This is going to be an unbelievable show. You're going to watch the 3 most powerful rockets in the world launch. You're going to watch Blue Origin launch first with their test lander. Then you're going to watch SLS launch again, which is going to put the Artemis III crew into low Earth orbit. And then you're going to watch the SpaceX Starship launch. This is a multi-launch campaign. This has never been done before. And then all of those capabilities, Orion, Blue Origin lander, SpaceX lander, will converge in low Earth orbit, where they will test out rendezvous docking and interoperability tests. It's very important that we gain comfort with those operations close to Earth, bring that data home, roll in changes for the next year, 2028, where we go to the surface of the moon. Now, if you're asking, hey, is enough time from now to 27, a year, sufficient for Artemis III, and then a year from 27 to 28 to land on the moon? Of course. Back in the 1960s, we were launching missions to the lunar surface every couple of months. You give NASA and our industry partners a year, we're going to get the job done.
I just have to ask you, for people who aren't sure, what exactly is a lander and why is it so important?
Oh, what a good question. So, back in the 1960s, when we did know so little about this environment, we basically had to take everything we needed with us on a single rocket. I mean, that's why Saturn V was so big, and it carried the crew capsule, it carried the lunar lander, which was designed just to go to the lunar surface and then back up to the command module. It also had to carry the rover at one point in the future. We don't need to do that now anymore. We can use different rockets for different reasons. It could be more efficient that way. For example, we have about 5 or 6 different companies and rockets that we're using to build out the moon base. So the lander in itself is just what the crew will move into to go down to the surface of the moon. It's designed just for that environment, and then it will come back up and transfer the crew back to the Orion spacecraft. And it could potentially in the future do that multiple times, so you never have to throw it away. So this is kind of a more efficient future that you're going to want when you're going back to the moon to stay.
Wow, 2028 can't come soon enough. Jared Isaacman, thank you very, very much. So good to have you. Appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure.
Okay, the U.S. World Cup soccer team kicks off its opening match on Friday. Coming up, you'll hear from the team captain.